Right now, it's a joy to welcome two wonderful people into the studio. Two more wonderful people. Daniel Howell, a Sunday Times #1 best-selling author, excuse me, and YouTuber. Your book, You Will Get Through This Night, is in my hands. It's absolutely wonderful. We've also got Harriet Thorpe, who is here to talk about a few things, one of them being watching how EastEnders and how soaps are really important, talking about mental health, and there's quite a big storyline with George's mental health and watching his breakdown really on that. So as I said, for this hour, if you need anything at all, if you feel that you want to get in touch with the Action Line, it's bbc.co.uk/action line, or the phone number is 08000 155 947. That's 08000 155 947. That's open 24 hours every day. Daniel, as I said, it's lovely to see you. And why it's so lovely to see you is that you are here and that you've written this book and that you've got through a really unbelievably difficult time. And what I love about your book, on the back it says, how to help improve your mental health. This is not a memoir. It's not spiritual self-help. It's a practical guide founded on science to help you understand and manage your mental health, because this is something you've gone through, and very openly.
Yeah, it's something that I often in my comedy career, I would tell stories from my life. People felt like they really got to know me. And as the years went on, I felt this mental health issue brewing within me. I was struggling with depression quite seriously, and I felt ashamed to talk about it publicly, because I think we all take for granted now the progress that we've made in the last few years. We're like, oh, everyone talks about mental health now. We're kind of over that. 2017, it was terrifying. When I thought, am I going to open up to the internet that I am going through depression, I thought people would write me off as crazy.
Really?
I thought they wouldn't take me seriously.
Harriet, this is so wrong. This is so wrong that's how you felt only 7 years ago.
It's extraordinary. And the mental health is actually not being afraid to say you're not okay.
Exactly.
And yes, that's often a barrier. And as you said so rightly, Gaby, in the past, particularly with men, mental health was pushed away. It was weakness. The irony is, to talk about it is strength.
It really is. And through this book. So in 2017, what is that moment that made you think, okay, I'm going to do this?
It was two parts. One was, I cannot continue to not acknowledge this myself, because it's having an impact on my day-to-day life and even my career. How can I, as an artist, someone that's trying to write, someone that's trying to perform, not confront this issue and instead try to pretend like everything's fine? I think the issue is a lot of people go their whole adult lives dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, just feeling, this is who I am, this is what just life is. And so many people don't realize that mental health issues are not only a universal experience that everybody is likely to go through at some point in their lives, but it's something that you can do something about. And the moment you're honest with yourself and you're unafraid to go, you know what, there is something happening and I need help, that's actually just when you start your journey to getting better. So it's the difficult thing that nobody wants to do, but the moment you say to yourself, this is real and I'm going to do something about it, it's only up from there.
Okay, trigger warning, of course, we have to just keep saying that in case this is difficult for people to hear, but you did get it, you got into a very dark space. That's the simplest way of putting it. There's nothing simple about how you were feeling, though.
No, I think that when I was a child, I dealt with a lot of bullying. I also, unfortunately, grew up in quite a homophobic environment. I was gay the whole time, plot twist. And obviously that means that I was dealing with a lot of internalized homophobia. I felt like I wouldn't be welcome in the world, so I started to hate myself. And it took me so many years to realize, why do I feel so sad? Why do I feel wrong? And unfortunately, it took me far too long to accept myself and to have the courage to deal with these issues and to talk about it. But that's why I wrote this book, because I realized only because I have an audience of people that there were so many others out there that felt exactly the same. It may not be sexuality, it may be issues in your workplace, your home life, something to do with your partner, but all of us can go so many years without realizing there is an issue that we need to confront. And the moment you lift that up and stop worrying about the shame and start having the conversation about it, it can feel like you've opened the curtains on your entire life.
Why is it, though, that people now are doing, which I do hear and I see on social media, and it can be a very positive place. Social media, it can be a very negative place and a dangerous place, let's be honest. But why is it people say, oh, no, mental health again? It makes me so angry when I hear that.
I think it's a little bit of, it sounds like homework sometimes. A lot of us go, oh, but I'm having a good day, the sun's out. Do I really have to confront my mental health right now? And we all understand it can feel difficult to go, right now, I don't want to do it. But it's that little bit of pain that ultimately will change your entire life positively. And a lot of people say they are fine. And I think the biggest misconception is that people think that exactly what this show is today, mental health problems only refer to people going through huge crises in their life, people that can't function, people that are having spectacular breakdowns, when the reality is we could all be high functioning people and we could be going through a depressive period. We could be really struggling with anxiety, worrying all day. We could be mismanaging our stress on the verge of totally spiraling at any moment. And people shouldn't look at mental health as something that you only pick yourself up once you've snapped. We should all learn how to prevent it, how to be happy, how to have a healthy lifestyle so that we don't get into those situations. And then, God forbid, something such as a global pandemic comes out of nowhere, changes everyone's life. Then you are prepared to look after yourself when that difficult time comes, which is why even if someone's listening and they might go, I'm fine, this doesn't apply to me. It may not, but it might one day, which is why it's so important to understand how to look after yourself.
And I think also knowing you have a choice is the freedom, because at some point people don't know they have a choice. They just keep going with their rules, with their habits. This is who I am, this is how I cope. And actually coping mechanisms we learn from youth don't serve us as grown-ups, but we keep doing them because this is survival. But actually knowing you have a choice to stop those habits is freedom. And as you say, you can make a different choice.
Just incredible speaking to you. You are a remarkable young man, Daniel. You really are. What we're going to do is we're going to talk more about your book and those tips and advice that you have got for people listening. But let's get some music first. ABC, All of My Heart. So in the studio now, we're joined by Daniel Howell, Sunday Times best-selling author. Excuse me, Daniel. You will get through this night a practical mental health guide, including brand new material for the paperback. And Harriet Thorpe is here, plays Elaine in EastEnders. We want to talk about how soaps talk about mental health, which they do. They all do. I know Holby City has done. I know that Hollyoaks did recently. They talked about young male suicide as well. So, Daniel, for anybody, not just young men, but young men who are feeling frightened and scared, and for anybody, what are the three? Can we go for 3 tips to help them cope?
Absolutely. The way that we structured the book was to be very practical and to break it down into, if you're feeling overwhelmed in the moment, what can you do immediately to feel better? What are the things that you can start doing tomorrow to make your lifestyle better? And then what are the more long-term things that it can take you a while to unpack? And I would say the top 3 tips are mindfulness, which is second-guessing your thoughts. If you have an intrusive thought, if you're worrying about something, if you are being completely useless at whatever you're trying to do today because you won't stop catastrophizing about how everything's going to go wrong, you need to go, stop. Is that nonsense? Am I stuck in a cycle right now? And the moment you start to notice your thoughts and second guess them, you can take yourself out of these cycles. I hate the fact that something I realized writing this book is that having a healthy lifestyle is very important for your mental health, because what you do affects how you think and feel. So I am not a very exercise prone person. However, I realized that if I touch some grass and breathe some fresh air once a day, it clears your head.
Well, it's just a fact. You could come on the moonwalk with the 2 of us and walk 15 miles next Saturday night.
That'll do you some good. You might be regretting it at the end, but then you'll feel really happy with yourself. And then I think long term, it's all about reframing the way that you see the world, because I think exactly as you said earlier, a lot of people get into these ruts where they think, I've got my way of doing things, I know how I cope with situations, and it takes some of us a lot of nerve to break out of cycles of looking at how we deal with our emotions, interact with the people in our lives. And you need to question anything. You need to step back, look at your life, look at the way that things make you feel and go, what makes me feel bad? What can I do better? And if you start making notes of everything in your life, how it makes you feel, it's up to you. You can choose how you feel. You can do things that make you good. You are in control of your own life.
Now, for you, Daniel, as well, I mean, YouTube, when you started out, you're one of the original YouTubers. I mean, it was, and it's extraordinary how your fame, I hate that word, but I'm going to use it, that there you were being so open and honest, and YouTube, millions of young people follow you, and you are beyond famous of lots of people that other people might think of. Do you feel that responsibility on your shoulders?
It is quite overwhelming to just realize how many people just watch what I do, that feel like they know me, that they're invested in my story, and people go, are you a role model? And I am terrified by that. I didn't ask for this. I'm trying to make comedy videos about all of the worst aspects of my personality.
The comedy videos you started out doing were hysterically funny.
If you ask me to be a good person, I'm going to have no material. I need to be a disaster. That's what we need to do here. So I think at least I can frame it as I'm a realistic role model. I'm not perfect, but that's the point. None of us are. If you can be honest about your flaws, if you can go, look, this is the time I hit rock bottom, you can have a little giggle at it with me, but understand that there's a way up from here. It's a positive way of looking at things. So at least people can go, hey, because of Dan, I know everything not to do. And I'll take it. I'll take it.
Bless you. Well, listen, good luck with the book. It's
Thank you.
Such a joy to meet you, Daniel. Harriet, if we may, I'd love to get Daniel's opinion on this, because obviously EastEnders, everybody knows I've never missed an episode and I love it, but they cover some very, very, very big issues. And there have been huge storylines building up to the 40th anniversary. So the way that they're handling George, your fiance, in the show, he's having, he found out awful things. I don't want to do spoilers in case people haven't seen it, but his adopted mother has passed away. He found out his adopted father was a racist and a foul man. And we're watching his mental breakdown on television. It's a tough call to do this, and shows, soap operas cover them so well.
They do, because we've needed stories all since our world began to reflect our society, and as we've said, to make those choices and see you're not alone. And he also realizes his parents, his father is also dead. He doesn't know who he is anymore, because all the touchstones he had in his world, even if they weren't happy, he thought he knew them, and then suddenly they're pulled away and he's on quicksand. And his way of coping is to be self-destructive, is to shut out the world, say I'm okay, as you shared. And that's the extraordinary thing. And Colin Salmon is absolutely the most wonderful actor.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Absolutely. And to invest in George and show that frailty and that vulnerability. Especially
as he was a boxer.
He was a boxer, and that's what he keeps doing. He keeps boxing. He's been told last week in the show that if he has another fight, because he keeps going back to do these crazy fights, he could die. But again, he can't hear anything right now because he's frightened. He's holding on to what he knows as him, as opposed to thinking, I can be a new me.
See, what's so interesting, Daniel, is that a soap opera needs to do this, because that might starts the conversation.
Absolutely. Someone will be watching at home and they may not realise that they're in exactly the same position until they see the story unfolding. And that might be the light bulb moment for them, where they think, I thought I was fine. I can see this. And now I realise maybe I need to reach out for help. And that's why it's so powerful.
It is. And as we said, stories, art, music, songs, writing, they make the difference, because there are other people going, we're here, I know this feeling, and it is everything. And it's interesting because soap is often, as we've shared, is often dismissed as less than.
And it's so not.
It's so not. And also that it's ongoing drama. It's actually a drama series. That's what it is now. It's endless, amazing stories, sharing Yolandi Angela's story.
Oh, that's
again was a woman who was sexually abused, who didn't dare say anything because her world said you can't. It's shameful, and her status in her life, she was an older woman, didn't feel she could say it out loud.
Again, mental health issues.
Exactly.
Because she was the stories that were going on in her mind. And we have been talking about male mental health, but this is everybody and all ages and older people. And
that's what soap does. Children, young people, it doesn't matter. They're there for everyone to say, you're not alone.
Yeah, and as does Daniel's book. Both of you, don't go anywhere. Let's have a bit of Ed Sheeran. Thank you. Ed Sheeran and Perfect. It's 8 minutes to 5 o'clock. Where's the date? Where's the date gone? That's really weird. Daniel Howell is with me. You Will Get Through This Night is his paperback book. It's out now. Just buy it. It's that simple. That's it. Harriet Thorpe is here. We're going to be talking about so many things. All the things she does for charity as well, but we're talking about... Oh, wait, hold on. Harriet,
Yes,
what
darling.
did I forget?
What?
I did duff. You got the duffs, excuse me, on Thursday night.
I did, darling.
You got the duffs.
I did.
So is this true? Daniel, you might not have heard this story before, and I might be completely wrong, although I feel this might be not an urban myth. Is it true that the actors always see, oh, I got the duffs? Is this true, or is this an urban myth?
I can't possibly say.
Oh!
Oof.
I'm dying to know whether or
The
not
mystery. It's a powerful sound, though, isn't it? Does it give you a Pavlovian response whenever you hear
Let's do
it?
it. One more time. She's doing the face. It's the face. It's the face.
Whenever I hear that, I'm like, is there something dramatic going on in my life? Like, look around.
Well, we could give you the duffs. We could. Oh, you two, why don't you play a scene? You've just entered the squad. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. How to lighten an hour that's been really quite heavy. Go into an EastEnders ad-lib. Okay, so I'll give you a character.
Yep.
Your character has just arrived on the square.
Yep.
Okay, Daniel. And Harriet. So, Daniel, you've just arrived on the square and you found out that she's Elaine. And your character is called John.
John.
There we go. John, meet Elaine, your real mother. But you've only found out 10 minutes ago. I'll give you the... right. Just imagine the end of the music. Oh, wait. Here we go. There we go. I have it playing underneath. Okay. There we go. Go.
Hello, darling. Can I help you?
I've had this picture in a locket that someone gave me as a child.
Oh, that's nice. Let's have a look.
People always said that this woman, she looked really like me.
Oh.
And then someone the other day said, is that your mother? I just need to know.
Yeah.
Is it you?
I don't know, darling. Let's have a... Oh, my giddy aunt.
Mum?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Do that again. Do say that line again.
Wait. Mum?
Oh, my God.
I saw it. The visualization was there. Tears in the square.
We need writing credits now, I'm afraid. Yeah.
That was honestly because my fantastic producer, who I love dearly, Anna Harris. She's outside through the glass, and then Freddie as well. You should have seen them. I've never seen them watching the show so carefully. You two are magnificent. Selena Gomez single soon. So you actually, Daniel, what I should have done is got you to do some DJing, because I'm not a DJ. You were a DJ on Radio 1.
I did. I had a brief period. I was saying that I used to do the request show on a Sunday night, and I used to be very scared of all the things that the live callers could say.
And can I just say, though, that also my wonderful producer, Anna Harris, she was a loyal listener.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
Creating the next generation of brilliant producers on great shows.
She says in my ear, it was a really good hour. There we go. So, Daniel Howell, thank you so much for joining me today. And this week, just remember, it's Mental Health Awareness Week. It's not just a week, though. It's 52 weeks of the year. Daniel Howell's book, You Will Get Through This, is out now, and it can help you, and that's what that book is there for. Harriet Thorpe will stick around, because you're going to be talking all about the flea market next week.
I am.
You're going to be talking about the moonwalk, and of course we will be duffing some more. And you're going to be talking about Wicked, because Cassidy Jansen, who's up in the next hour, you have just told me about you and Cassidy and something that you did together at exactly the same time. I wonder what on earth it could be that I could be talking about. We'll have to wait and see. So Cassidy will be up in the final hour. We'll also be talking to Simon London about the latest things that have been on television, including Doctor Who, which was magnificent last night. We'll be discussing the BAFTAs, TV BAFTAs again, of course. Cassidy Jansen, as I said, will be here, and we have so many more things going on as well. So please go nowhere. Right now, the latest news.